Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
Hey, what is going on, people? Thank you guys for joining and welcome back to the Big B Daily Show. Live here on TikTok, live on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. What is going on? Thank you guys. Again, if you're live here on TikTok, man, I appreciate you all being in here. Keep tapping that screen. We are looking for at least 3,500 likes and 30 follows. So if you're in here and you're not following, please give me a follow. And then also click on the YouTube link in my bio. Come subscribe over to YouTube. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk and come join the live show over on YouTube, man. I appreciate you guys. We're just getting started. So let's get going. So the Diamondbacks. Big win last night in Philly. Man, I was for sure Philly was going to win that game. I was for sure that Philly was absolutely going to win. But the Diamondbacks, man, they've got momentum. They had momentum. Good for them. And they basically shut Philly down. Their bullpen was amazing. It was electric. Shut everything that Philly was trying to do down. Good for them. Now, the one thing about it is, it's going to be interesting to see the Diamondbacks versus the Rangers in the World Series. I'm going for the Rangers. I am rooting for the Rangers. I live in Dallas. Now, I'm not a Rangers fan, I'll admit. I'm on the bandwagon. But I live here in Dallas. I am rooting for the Rangers. If for nothing else, if they win, so I can take a couch out front and burn a couch. That's why I've never been able to do that in the city that I live in. You know what? Come on, man. Give me a shot. Let me go burn a couch. Let me go burn a couch out front. My wife's going to be upset with me. That's okay. The cops will probably come and arrest me. That's okay too. I just want to say I partook in the festivities. You know what I'm saying? So there's a fan, Orange County, California Rangers fan over here on TikTok. I love it. Yeah, the Diamondbacks got momentum. The Rangers got a ton of momentum. I'm interested to see this series unfold. I really am. Interested to see it unfold. So let's move on, man. Let's move on. So the next thing is NBA started last night. The Nuggets flexed on the Lakers. That was ugly. And now let me ask you guys this question, man. Let me just ask you guys this question because this drives me insane. Anthony Davis. What are the Lakers going to do with Anthony Davis? And I get it. It's game one of 82. Even longer if you count the playoffs. I understand that. And I'm a guy that constantly gets on people about jumping on the bandwagon. I get that too. I'm a guy that doesn't like people jumping on the bandwagon or being a prisoner of the moment. I'm that person. But Anthony Davis, my goodness, man. No points in the second half? Not even a free throw? Nothing? I mean, how many times is he going to let Nikola Jokic just bully him? And I know he's bigger. But Davis he's a great basketball player, a superstar. You got the ability to be able to shut down some stuff. Oh, my goodness. It's brutal. So I don't know. It was downright ugly. Just downright ugly. But yeah, the Nuggets beat up on the Lakers. LeBron only played, 29 minutes? I guess that's the plan. But I think it should be the plan for a guy his age. Shouldn't that be the plan? Especially this early in the season? I mean, that's got to be the plan until at least February, doesn't it? And then you can ratchet him up from there. But man, people complaining about him playing 29 minutes. He shouldn't play more than that. So we'll see. We'll see. I appreciate y'all jumping in here, man. Thank you guys for joining the show. Let's see. What do we got over here on TikTok, man? So there's a new on Connor Stallions talking about the Michigan manifesto. Man, I don't know. So LeBron is 68 years old. It's amazing he's still moving. Exactly. That's the one thing. LeBron is 1,000 years old, and yet he's still out there. How he's still out there is crazy. So, who do I have as the best team in college football? Michigan. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. I'll ask a couple of questions about that, man. So, it is nuts. Well, we got our fantasy football guru, Hot Soup. He is here. You got all your fantasy football questions. Hot Soup Fantasy Football is here. We're bringing him on. Let's get him on the show here and have some fun with a little fantasy football. Hot Soup, what's going on, man?
So let's go. What's happening?
What's going on, man?
What's happening? Everything's good, man. I had the worst week in fantasy football ever.
That was
Worst week in fantasy football for me, man. I lost in 16 of 23 of my leagues. I've been going 60 to 70% on my I told you so top 5 starts, top 5 sits for the last 6 weeks, bro.
right.
Coming to this week, man, I went like 20%. I lost in almost all my leagues. I'm getting beat up all around the board. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was sick.
I got you. My man over here. First question before we even get into fantasy football. My man James Richards, he's a Bears fan. That was a big win. That was a big win this week for the Bears.
Hey man, this is what everybody keep asking me. Hey, what you think about the new kid? What you think? I said give him 4 weeks. Show me 4 weeks of work straight,
right?
And then I start believing, man. We the Bears. Come on.
I understand. But they are just, it seems like Bear fans are just ready to throw Justin Fields to the Wolves. Just ready to throw him to the Wolves. I'm like, come on, man. It's not all his fault. This is not his fault.
It's not, man. It's what was built around him, what they put him in, when they drafted him in over there in Chicago. So, we just got to stay faithful, man. We just got to get our line right. We got to sit down and, talk about what we're trying to do this season. We get a stack of win by win, man. Just take it win by win, game by game, week by week, and we might be able to make something happen. We still got hope.
Gotcha. Well, let's get into it. My man Vincent Gonzalez says, should I trade Laporta for Puka? I think that's an easy question.
Number one, what are the needs in your league and on your team? Number two, Laporta. We thinking about Laporta, man. We're thinking about how much higher does he score than any tight end you can get off the waiver, and how much does Puka score, and how much more Puka would be better for your team. Puka's going to be a top 10 guy week in and week out. If not, it'll be Cooper Kupp. You're going to have some down days between them. They can both have games where they blow up. Puka's going to be he's a target monster. Kupp is back, and he's still getting targets. That's a great receiver. I would make the trade. I want Puka.
Yeah, me too. Laporta, I think, has kind of fallen off a little bit. He's still good, but Puka is going to get big time. Look, I'm a Steelers fan. Last week, the Steelers said Cooper Kupp is not going to beat us. We are going to bracket him and double team him. He is not going to beat us. And Puka almost did. So
Yeah,
that was the thing there. So I think a lot of teams may
go
take that approach.
go look at his pure numbers, his raw numbers. Just go look at him and what he's done with Cooper and without Cooper. He's gonna boom. He has a high floor, and he can boom. Has his ceiling is through the roof. So he's a player. He's hot. Matthew Stafford is in a pass happy. He's in a pass happy offense where Matt Stafford throws for a lot of yardage. He might not be throwing a lot of touchdowns right now, but he throws for yardage. I think he's number 3 or number 4 in yardage right now in the NFL. So with that said, I take Cup.
Right. Right. Now, that kind of leads me to the next question. Somebody had emailed me a question earlier asking about Matthew Stafford. A couple weeks back, you said to go ahead and take Stafford and stash him. Is now the time to put him in?
Depends on the matchup. Stafford to me is a matchup guy. He goes against a weak defense, I'm putting him in. If he doesn't, I'm looking for other options right now. He's just not
Right.
throwing the touchdowns. I got to see the
No.
touchdowns, and they're not coming. I'd rather go another way. I'd rather go Love if it was a better matchup, just because Love can run the ball in, and I know he has a decent, real decent situation over there. I think that that Green Bay thing is going to start to ramp up, man, and do big things. So that would be how I would think about that situation with Stafford.
Gotcha. Now, here's a question. A guy that doesn't get a ton of, speaking of love, but he doesn't get a ton of love on fantasy football, and I think that he should. Jared Goff. Where do you have Jared Goff in fantasy football right now? Tough week last week. We all get that. But where do you have him ranked in fantasy football right now?
With him now being able to throw deep to the rookie. In my opinion, I'm that's not he's not a rookie. I think he's his second year.
Yeah.
Williams, yeah.
Yep.
So with him being able to take the top off the defense opens up a lot for Laporta and your boy over there, number 14, Mr. Amon-Ra St. Brown. So in my opinion, man, I think he's a league winner. And in the end of the season, he's going to put up a lot of big numbers. He's has a higher floor than most quarterbacks. I put him as a top 5 QB, right around that 5-6 range. If you have him on your team, man, you got to start him. Now, he is also sometimes I would take him out if it's a difficult defense. He's not a Justin Herbert or a Lamar Jackson or somebody that we know that can go off against any defense. Doesn't matter the situation.
I
Tua,
got you.
Tua is almost starting to become matchup. But guys like Patrick Mahomes, you don't bench Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just don't do it.
Got it. Got it. I'm looking for people on TikTok with any fantasy football questions. I don't have any over there. So we'll leave it at that. My man Vincent Gonzalez, here's a question over here on YouTube. Addison and Olave. I need a receiver. I guess I don't understand that question.
Oh, I do. He's saying, do I get Addison or do I get Olave? I would.
Okay.
I right now I'm going Addison. Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback. There it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Justin Jefferson's out right now. That's a no-brainer for me. What Addison just did the other day and how Kirk was hitting him. No Justin Jefferson, no problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of Kirk Cousins, somebody on TikTok asked, do you like Kirk Cousins? I love Kirk Cousins this year in fantasy football.
I didn't think he was going to be able to do what he did without Jefferson. But
Yeah,
the fact that
especially against San Francisco.
Hawkinson, man, is a great tight end. That's what he proved to. He proved me wrong. Him
He
and
did.
Hawkinson, they proved me wrong this week. I'm thinking, tough defense. Man, Kurt went out there and was like, what's San Francisco?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Kirk Cousins. If he gets some protection, he can light you up. And that's been the problem with the Vikings all along is that they don't ever protect. Somehow against the 49ers, they did.
Yeah.
They protected. They gave up no sacks. Who saw that coming?
Man, we didn't. That's what I'm saying, man. I was saying bench Kurt. Bench Kurt this
Right.
week. No Justin, San Fran defense. No, man, come on. It's no question. I'm looking other ways. I've seen what San Francisco's been doing all year long.
Right.
Kurt said, start me every week. That's what he said. You
I
got
got
Kirk
you.
Cousins. I mean, you must have to have a top 5 guy if you're not starting Kirk Cousins.
Gotcha. Another question over here on TikTok. And again, TikTok, keep asking the fantasy football questions. We got our man Hot Soup Fantasy Football in today on the show. What happened with Bijan Robinson, and is this going to continue to be a trend?
He's a rookie. Number one, he is himself is getting used to playing in an NFL games. I know, he's coming from college. You guys got to give this guy a break. He's the most talented running back in the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naturally, the most talented running back. If he was in a better think if he was somewhere else. Like,
I don't
not
even think somewhere else, Hot Soup. I just think if he had a better quarterback.
let's give Bijan a break. That's my point, though. B, like, if
Yeah.
you're not in an offense where you can spread the field with the ball through the air, it's going to be the running lanes are going to be a lot littler, or a lot smaller.
Right.
So he's in a situation where he's going to still get the ball, but I know that killed me too. Big Bijan was big on my. If y'all watch high school fantasy football, it's like, what happened? Like, what happened? He was on our unders. Like, you go draft this guy in the first round and he throws up one touch and says, "I'm sick," or "I don't feel
I
well."
got a
You gotta
headache.
play through that. That
Yeah,
gotta be
man.
a body. I can't cut, or I can't an injury issue, and then maybe they don't want to talk about it. So we don't know what's going on right now.
Don't know what's going on. It's
We'll be
tricky.
following. We'll be following. I own Bijan in 2 leagues, and he gave me a listen. I don't even want to talk about it, man. Next question.
So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Somebody over here on YouTube, what's your opinion on the Rams running back situation? Henderson back down to practice squad. I
Call
don't
my boy.
understand it.
Look, call my boy last night. This is what I called my boy last night. I said, "Yo, D." I said, on Yahoo, it don't show it on ESPN, but on Yahoo, it says Henderson got demoted. And then I went and looked, and I said, Royce Freeman averaged like 1.5 more yards per touch than he did. And it's like, we got Royce, even though Henderson had the more points because he fell into the end zone. This
Correct.
is the bet. This is the more productive running back. We got Evans. We're going to activate him, put Henderson back down, and Royce Freeman is going to be our man. So I said last night, everybody's going to be picking up Henderson. I'm picking up Royce Freeman. I picked up Royce Freeman in 9 leagues that I got.
Right.
And I always switch my bottom 2 on my roster. All them bottom 2 spaces on your roster, they can be replaceable. Everybody else stays on the team.
Right.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I think about that situation.
That's what I thought. Well, and it was tricky because, again, I'm a Steelers fan, so I was watching the game, and Henderson early was fine. But as the game went on, they stopped Henderson, and Freeman was getting more. He was getting more yards on those touches. Plus, Freeman's bigger. Henderson's a little running back, and people don't realize it. He's a little run. He runs hard, but he's still a little running back. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's a 3-down guy? Royce Freeman can be a 3-down guy. Like
Correct.
you said, he can be a 3-down guy until they get their running back, Kyron Williams.
Right.
But I mean, who knows to say who's to say that in these next 3 weeks, Royce Freeman ain't gonna do what Deontay Foreman did? Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah,
Very true. So
we'll see.
looking over here on TikTok, I got a question talking about Ritter. I'm like, that's the problem. Ritter has no fantasy value, does he? I don't think he does.
That's incorrect. That's
Okay.
in my opinion. And I actually have a league where I'm looking at to get Ritter in week 10 because I got somebody off in week 10. And I got both quarterbacks on my team, my backup, they both had bye week. So I'm like, who can I grab? And I seen Ritter in 10, and I'm like, you know what? He could be serviceable for a week that, your quarterbacks are out in a bye week. So
Right.
I'm not saying he's going to have a big game, but I think that passing game, and I'm still a believer that in the second half of the season that and Ritter can get it done on the ground too. He's almost like he's like a downgrade of the Jordan Love, in my opinion. He hasn't been in the league long. He's learning, but he can have a big game. So that's my point. Any given Sunday. So don't knock just Ritter out the box, but he's not obviously going to be your every week starter.
Give us 3 guaranteed star, regardless of position. Who are 3 guys that not superstars? I think everybody knows who the superstars are that you have to start every week. But give us 3 guys this week, regardless of position, that have to be in your starting lineup.
Justin Herbert against Chicago's. I'm sorry, I'm a fantasy guy. I'm a Chicago fan, but I'm a fantasy. I'll go against my own team. If my team, what I'm saying, I hope we get scored on twice by, that receiver. So Justin Herbert, man, listen, Chicago's ranked 25th against the quarterback. All right. They're giving up big yardage. Justin Herbert is a big yardage guy. He could throw a 350 in his sleep, right? So this could be a 400-yard game. His receivers are hitting right now. Did y'all see Palmer last week? You know what I'm saying? You got Keenan Allen. You got Austin Eckler, who's getting healthier. So, yeah, man, in my opinion, and look, Everett's getting involved. So, he has so many pass catchers out there. Everett's like another receiver, man. I think that Justin Herbert is a must-go. Another guy must-go is going to be Isaiah Pacheco this week. Isaiah Pacheco is going against Denver, who is ranked last in the
Okay.
NFL. I mean, and hold on. Isaiah Pacheco has been averaging 19.2 touches a game for the last 5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
People don't know. He's getting that rock.
He's getting the football.
KC has a number one. And
Yeah.
Rashee Rice, just to throw this in there, is that number one receiver right now.
Yes,
He's going to
he
be that
is.
go-to for Patrick Mahomes. He's
Yes,
just the
he
most
is.
talented receiver all around on that offense, man. Those boy, Patrick Mahomes heating up. It's
And
about to
Patrick
be
Mahomes
one,
is
man.
trusting him.
I'm gonna start getting Patrick Mahomes in the first round of every fantasy league I got. I'm just gonna pick. People gonna be like, what? Like, yup, because he is on it. When these people are winning leagues in fantasy football the last 2-3 years, Patrick Mahomes is on 60-70% of the rosters, bro.
Correct.
He takes over the whole game.
He's one of those one quarterbacks that you got to draft first.
Yeah, man. And then another guy, man, you got to get Breece Hall in your lineup. Breece Hall gets going, and that offense gets going. And that offensive coordinator knows that. They're going to feed Breece Hall through the air, on the ground. He's going against the New York Giants. They're not ranked great, but they're in that lower pack against the run. So those are my 3 guys for this week for y'all.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Now, let's talk wide receivers. Anybody that's out there right now that people need to think about trading to try to upgrade your roster.
Get
The
Zay
first
Flowers.
person that comes to me, or I'm sorry, go ahead.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. Even
Go
though
get you
he's the
some Zay.
number one in Baltimore.
Zay Flowers has one of the sweetest schedules coming up next 5-6 weeks. Matter of fact, rest of the season. It's only two teams that he plays that's difficult for our fantasy season.
Okay, so you're saying you need to trade for Zay Flowers.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Trade for Zay Flowers. Go get you some Zay Flowers.
Gotcha.
You go get you some. Listen, Lamar Jackson, that's starting to become a pass heavy. I'm watching the game like, damn, they passing a lot. Yeah. Listen, Lamar Jackson's ready. Yeah. That's another one about to take off. Lamar Jackson about to take off.
I think so too. Zay Flowers, the person that I think that you got to get, or I should say, if you have him on your roster, trade him now and try to get what you can get. Somebody brought him up earlier, is Chris Olave. I think Chris Olave went high in a lot of leagues this year. And with Derek Carr and that offense, I think you got to get rid of him. Man.
Listen, Kamar taking all that.
Yes.
Kamar getting 20 targets.
Yes. I mean, he's
getting the ball 12 times a game on the run. He's getting the ball 10, 12 times a game, catching the ball, 15, 16 targets. All the targets is going there. And Michael Thomas is a decent possession.
That's all he does.
Yeah, Michael Thomas is a decent option for targets. You can get him a good 8 to 10 targets a game. So yeah, man, Olave is not going to get the target. Derek Carr is not pushing the ball down the field. I get rid of him. I hate to say it, man, and I didn't want to say this because I drafted him heavy, but DK Metcalf, man, and Jigba has been really showing up a lot lately. Yep. DK's dealing with some rib. I think it's a rib injury right now. Tyler Lockett's the number 1 over there. We always want to draft DK as the number 1, but Tyler Lockett always ends up having either the same type of year or a better year.
Right.
I see that's a run heavy. Kenneth Walker is over there just an animal.
Yeah.
The league cannot touch Kenneth Walker. He's 5 yards a pop. Hard. So they're running the ball, man. And in my opinion, he's not going to get the volume that I think he's supposed to get or that he deserves. So I actually traded him in 2 of my leagues already for other receivers and other
There's a question for you on TikTok right there. Kenneth, Montgomery, Jones, and B-Rob at running back. I got offered Jonathan Taylor, Ayuk. Thoughts? I wouldn't take that.
Jones. Who's Jones?
I'm assuming Aaron Jones.
Oh, you're going to give away 3? Oh, no, I have Kenneth, Montgomery, Jones, B-Rob at running back. Brian Robinson. Or Bijan Robinson. We don't know. I got offered Jonathan Taylor for Ayuk.
That's a horrible trade.
Why? You got all those running backs already?
Yes. Jonathan
you need
Taylor,
a running
why would
back.
you do that?
No.
These guys are better than Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, unless you have like a league where it's especially 5 running backs you can start.
Correct.
Then, is it a PPR? I mean, yeah, I don't. I don't do that. I wouldn't need that many running backs. But if you need that many running backs and you got more receivers, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, because a straight up trade, Jonathan Taylor for Ayuk is like, give me Jonathan Taylor. But
Yes.
you already have 4 hard running backs. So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to another one. My wide receivers are Adams, Thielen, Kirk, and Amari Cooper and Deontay. I think that's solid.
That's solid.
I think that's
You
solid.
ain't having no problems. If somebody get hurt, you can plug and play.
Correct.
You can
The
play
one that
matchups every week. Go with the green matchups. Bench the ones that are going against are going to be covered off a DB that goes hard. Number 1 DB in the league. How we going to just bench them? I got Deontay. I put Deontay in, who's going to give me 10 targets and 8 catches for 120 yards. Like Deontay is going to be that man.
yes.
He's about to get acclimated real quick.
Well, because he's causing some noise, and I think they're finally like, what are we doing? Why aren't we throwing him the football?
He a top 25
Even when he's
guy.
double covered, he's open. Throw him the football.
He a top 25 guy.
Yes.
Talent
absolutely.
wise.
So here's another one. Do we start Rashad White against the Bills or Dameon Pierce against Carolina?
Y'all ready for my breakout candidate for the second half? I'm glad you asked this. My breakout candidate for the second half of the season has the sweetest schedule ever, going against Cincinnati, Arizona, Jacksonville, Denver, New York Giants, New York Jets. Pie defenses going against Pie. Dameon Pierce.
Yeah. Yep. He went against some
Dameon
good
Pierce, man. Look.
Early,
Stroud
man.
got that passing game going on over there right now. It's about to open up them. Listen, Dameon Pierce is about to tighten up. Now he's had a tough schedule this first 5-6 weeks. Listen, I looked at that schedule. I was looking through schedules like look at this running back. Oh, look at this. It's green. He's a go. Okay.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's this week. Yes, this week against Carolina. Then he has next week, I think it's against Tampa Bay. But after that, man, it's sweet.
Got it.
I don't like Rashad White. I'm off of Rashad White. I'm off of if it ain't Mike Evans, I don't want to have nothing to do with Bucks.
I got you. Oh man. Now here's the thing. Amari Cooper is out there in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson just doesn't want to play football anymore, it doesn't look like. He's been cleared by every medical doctor. What are we supposed to do with Amari Cooper? I got Amari Cooper in one of my leagues, the league that I'm in with you. What am I supposed to do with Amari Cooper? I can't even put him out there no more.
He's Amari Cooper, though. Okay, so, and we're in the NFL, right? So we get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to decide how we can get our players the ball. That's what we get paid, or that's what these coaches get paid for. That's why this is the National Football League.
Right.
They've got to get into a room, have a meeting, and get it right. So he is Amari Cooper. He is him. He is one of the best route runners in the league. He's one of the most talented receivers in the league. How do we get the ball in his hands? I keep Amari Cooper. I keep him.
Here's another one. Michael Pittman. He was unhappy this week, didn't get any targets last week, but I think you got to keep him out there too.
Go get him.
Gotcha.
Gardner Minshew.
He'll throw the ball down the field.
That's what I was just about. He about to push the ball down the field. If he throws the pick, the next that he'll go right back to the same DB. Gardner Minshew is a G. He will go right back to the same DB the next time they get the ball and throw a touchdown, man. He's a gunslinger. He's the little Jay Cutler. I love me some Gardner Minshew. He can run the ball. He can run the ball and get you the first easy and quick. He's smart. He's one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. I think I said it earlier this season.
Gotcha. Well, hey, man, just a couple more before I let you go. Let me look here and see what we got. Here's a good one. Thoughts on Miles Sanders or Hubbard going to take the start for the rest of the year?
That's Miles' house. Chubbard has been the backup. He will always be the backup.
Yeah.
Just because he had one good game doesn't mean he's going to take over the number one running back, the big name, the big trade. Miles Sanders, it was a shoulder issue. That's not, it has, shoulders really has nothing to do with your mobility. So him getting it done on the ground is, all it has to do with is, the pain tolerance and how much
Correct.
pain he can tolerate getting the ball. So Chuba Hubbard may play a little more, but if Miles Sanders, who did practice in full on Wednesday, or was that today or yesterday? No, on Tuesday, practice in full. In my opinion, I think that Miles Sanders will still be getting his 18 touches a game, 12, 13 rushes, 4 or 5 catches a game. And I'm not saying that he's going to do a lot with it, but Carolina's pass offense has gotten better since he's been out. So
Got
with
it.
that said, man, the running lanes might be a little better. Obviously, they are if Chuba Hubbard had a game like he had.
Got it. And then one last question here for you before I get you out of here, man. So the trade deadline is next week, on Halloween. Should people hold on? Because I think teams are going to be active on the trade line. I think there's going to be some big name
There will
people
be
get traded at the trade, like a Derrick Henry,
Derrick Henry.
possibly even Devontae. I know they're saying they're not trading him. I don't believe that. There's going to be some names out there. Should people hold on till after the trade deadline? Or what do you think?
So with fantasy, this is not real football. This is fantasy football, okay? And we have to realize that. And the thing about fantasy football is realizing who are the guys that are out there on the waiver wire that we could pick up that are going to get traded and become in a good situation or a great situation where they could be starting. So where we have injured quarterbacks, a quarterback get traded, Kirk Cousins goes to somewhere, or let's say somebody that's on the waiver wire, Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I think Antonio Gibson would be a great player to just stash on your bench. And if he gets traded to a good situation, he's going to be the best running back in a lot of other teams. It's just right now, Brian Robinson is better than him. So Brian Robinson is the name that they brought in to do the thing. And Antonio Gibson knows that he doesn't have a place where he's going to be starting there, forever. He's number 2. He wants to go somewhere where he can be number 1. In my opinion, he's a good guy to stash. So the point of that is going out to the waiver wire, grabbing your player that you think is going to get traded, and which is going to be, once again, hard as heck to know because we don't know. So, but that's the name of the game. The people who already have your players are going to have them when they get traded. So they just got to pray that it's a good situation for that trade.
Right. And then one last one. I promise this is the last one.
All good, bro. I got time.
Kind of goes hand in hand. On TikTok, somebody said, "What's up with tight ends?" And I think we kind of covered that a little bit last week, but we'll cover it again. And then on YouTube, again, my man Vincent Gonzalez says, besides Kelsey and Laporta, who's a good tight end to pick up?
Kincaid. Knox is out. Knox is out with
he got hurt.
Wrist. I think it's a wrist. Has to have, may have to have surgery. They're talking like 4 or 5 weeks. That's almost the rest of the fantasy season. He was sharing time with Kincaid. Now Kincaid is just the man. And when that happened, look what happened. Kincaid blew up last week.
He did.
So in my opinion, with Josh Allen, Josh Allen he'll paper that tight end. Knox has been good. I ain't gonna say great, but had a decent floor for the last couple of years playing with Josh Allen. So he will get his tight end the ball.
Gotcha.
Now, also, man, if you ain't got Kelsey, Travis Kelce's in a whole nother stratosphere.
Absolutely.
And then you got Laporta, Goddard starting to, make some noise. You ain't got Mark Andrews, obviously, is number 2. But other than that, man, if you don't get those top 3, 4 tight ends, you shouldn't even be worried about time. You can stream a tight end every week if you want to. Because there are guys that are starting that they got their tight ends on the waiver wire that they're having better games every week in and week out. So with the tight end position, man, it's not important in my opinion.
It's not. It's one of those years where tight ends haven't been getting a lot of love.
They have.
People are throwing the ball down the field more. They're not utilizing the tight end like they have in previous years. It's just what you said. If you don't have the top 4 guys, then you can pick somebody up day of and be serviceable.
Yeah.
Somebody that's serviceable. So, well, hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on with us today, man, answering some questions. So again, tell everybody, just like always, tell everybody where they can find you at, Hot Soup.
Man, you can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Come on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. You can check me out daily, man. We got a lot of hot takes. I do quickies where I just jump on and talk about something that's going on right now. So to keep you updated on what's going around the NFL, man. Who's starting, who's not, who's hot, who's low. So come see your boy Hot Soup, man. Like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all.
No problem, man. Thank you, and I will see you next week, brother.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right.
That is our fantasy football guru, man, Hot Soup. So I appreciate y'all taking the time and indulging us. Every week, he's on it. He's in 23 leagues, man. He's been doing this for 20 years in all these leagues. It's incredible, his knowledge of fantasy football. Crazy. So, all right, man. So let's look at some of this here. Quick question for y'all. Let's totally change the subject. Let's change the subject altogether from fantasy football. Let's talk a little bit as far as NFL, the Lions and the Dolphins. The Lions and the Dolphins. Have they been exposed? Did both of those teams get exposed? Let me ask you guys this, and I'm looking for your answers in the comments on TikTok and on YouTube. Because if you really look, the Lions beat the Chiefs without Kelsey and without Chris Jones. And then who else did they beat that was good? And then you look at the Dolphins. Who did the Dolphins beat that was good? So let me know what you guys think as far as, were they exposed? Because I think they were both, I don't think they were exposed. I just don't know how good they are yet. That's the best statement. I don't know how good they are yet. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. That's an interesting question. Let me look here. The Dolphins have lost by at least 2 touchdowns against winning teams. Yeah. That's the thing. The Dolphins have lost by at least 2 touchdowns against the 2 games they lost against 2 good teams. They kind of got spanked. So they kind of got spanked. What about the Lions? People are wanting to like the Lions because they haven't been as good for so long. But I don't know, man. Who have the Lions beat? I mean, just tell me. Who have the Lions beat that was any good? Because I'm not sure the Lions have beat anybody that was really good. Matter of fact, I'm positive they haven't. I'm positive they have not. So let's ponder that for a little bit. What do we got here? The loss crushed a lot of Lions players mentally. You think so, Jamar? You think getting pounded by the Ravens did that to the Lions? It could have. It could have. We'll see this week. And maybe they fight back. So, over here on TikTok, do you think Liberty should be ranked? I don't see why they couldn't be ranked anywhere between 23 and 25. I don't see why not. So, LSU and Bama next week. Let's wait till next week, man. Let's wait till next week. A lot of things can happen between now and then. Another question. Let's talk about this. This is kind of I should say, what the take of the last few days. Michigan football. Are they cheating? Is Michigan cheating? Because personally, I think they are cheating. But I also think everybody else cheats. And so if everybody else is cheating, it's different in football than it is in other sports, man. It just is. I like what Deion had to say about it. I like what Aaron Rodgers had to say about it. Yeah, they can be cheating. But you still got to go out and execute. So you can know what the defensive call is. You can know what the offensive call is. But if you don't execute, what difference does it make? And it's not just one guy. It's 11 guys. So if you know that somebody's playing cover 2 and you have the perfect cover 2 call, if an offensive lineman doesn't block, what difference does it make? You still get sacked. So it's cheating. I'm just not sure how much of a difference it actually makes. That's my take. I'm just not sure what difference it actually makes. So let's see here. Do you think the Cleveland Browns will beat Seattle Seahawks? I mean, they can. Depends. I mean, where's the game at? I don't even know where that game is at. If it's in Seattle, it'll be tough for Cleveland to win. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. With Purdy out, do the Niners lose 3 straight? It's a good question, Daniel. Who do they play? Who do they play? Because while Sam Darnold might be more physically talented than Purdy, I don't think he's a better quarterback than Purdy. I don't think he's a better quarterback than Purdy at all. So, yeah, I don't think he's better. So we'll see. Plus, he's a turnover machine. He is a turnover machine. Cleveland games in Seattle. Give me Seattle. Give me Seattle. So my man over here on TikTok says it's cheating. Should be some type of punishment. I'm sure they'll give some type of punishment. I don't think it should be that big of a deal. People have been cheating in football forever. Forever. So, is Jordan Love, is he better than Purdy? No. So, Shanahan will make Darnold look amazing. He might. So, 49ers play the Bengals. Ooh. It's interesting. Bengals got a good defense. The Bengals got a good defense. Heck, the Bengals could have beat them even if Purdy was there. I think we got to keep that in mind. The Bengals could have beaten San Francisco if Purdy was playing regardless. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Somebody traded Laporta and Brian Robinson Jr. for Jacobs and Kelsey. Yeah, I think that's a good trade. I think that's a great trade. Although Jacobs kind of stinks behind that bad line, but you upgraded. Steelers are Garbo. You must be a Browns fan, jealous. I get it. Will Staley get fired if they lose to the Bears? I mean, probably not. Although Staley is the worst coach in football, but probably not. Cat's going to rock him. Mixon has huge breakout game from a man Golf Hawk. I don't know. The K-State's definitely going to win, but I don't know if Mixon has a big breakout game against San Francisco. I think that might be pushing it. Good at talking about sports and everything you accomplish. How does it feel? BuzzTube TV. Man, it feels great. I appreciate all of you guys coming in here. I'm trying to do my best to talk to you guys about sports, give my opinion, give my take, answer any questions, and have some fun. So I appreciate it. TikTok, we killed it on the likes. You might as well go to 10,000. Got to try to find some more followers. So if you are in here on TikTok and you're not following, please give me a follow. So, will the Patriots cover against Miami? Yeah. Well, hold on. Where's the game at? Is it in Miami? Because if it's in Miami, then no. If it's in Miami, I think the Dolphins blow them out. Yeah, if it's in Miami, I think the Dolphins blow them out. I think they blow them out. I think that Miami is on the get back. They're going to look to try to get back, and I think they're going to. I don't trust New England, man. I just don't trust New England. Don't trust them. Don't trust Mac Jones. Don't trust Mac Jones. So, Frank Clark going back to Seattle. Heck, that's weird, Daniel, because I thought it was almost a done deal that he was going to the Chiefs. And then turn around and he goes back to Seattle. It's weird. And maybe the Chiefs decided that they didn't want him. And that could be the case. That the Chiefs said, you know what? We've had our fill. We're done. But I thought it was almost a done deal that he was going back to the Chiefs. So, my man Vincent Gonzalez says the Rangers in 6. I love it. No, he says Rangers in 5. I don't know about 5. But I'd say Rangers in 6. Give me the Rangers in 6. I can live with that. I can live with that. And we'll accept it. And that, again, that'll give me a reason to go burn my couch. That'll give me a reason to go and burn my couch. My wife will be upset. That's okay. But I'm going to burn my couch when the Rangers win. I'll get arrested, maybe. But I want to partake in festivities. I don't want to go downtown and get into all of that hullabaloo. I'm not doing that. I'm too old, and I don't need those kind of problems in my life. But I will go burn a couch, dag nabbit, right in my driveway. Let's see. Bochy Ball. Let's go Rangers. Absolutely. See, I got people. My man Rudy. Rudy's going to bail me out if I get arrested for burning the couch. Yes. See, that's what we need. I need support. I appreciate y'all, man. So if the Raiders fire McDaniels, who would you choose to coach Vegas? That's a good question. That's a very good question. It would depend on who's available. Why not Eric Bieniemy? Why not him? Because the Raiders are pretty much going to draft a quarterback. Why not him? Give him, if you can give a recycled Josh McDaniels an opportunity and the garbage coaches that Oakland has had, why not Bieniemy? That's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts. At some point, the guy's got to get a head coaching job, doesn't he? So why not at the Raiders? So, let's see the couch first. Could just be a misdemeanor. Yeah, it'll be a misdemeanor. Yeah, and remember, it's in my yard. I'm not going out in the street. I'm just burning it at the edge of my driveway. I'm just burning it at the edge of my driveway. I need somebody to bail me out. I need support. So, do I think Tariq Woolen is struggling? Yeah, I do. I think he got a little bit overhyped at the beginning of last year. He had a good year, but people were saying he was a top 5 corner, and I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He had a decent year last year. Good year. Let me not just change it. Good year last year. But that's all it was. It wasn't spectacular. So, again, guys, anybody that's over here on TikTok, if you're not following, please give me a follow. I appreciate it. But more importantly, go click the YouTube link in my bio. Subscribe to YouTube, to Big B Sports Talk over on YouTube, and come join the chat on YouTube, man. Come join the chat on YouTube. Here's a good question. Can the Huskies not win the Pac-12 but go undefeated rest of the season? No. No. If Washington goes undefeated, they're going to win the Pac-12. What are you talking about, man? Oh, can the Huskies not only win the Pac-12 but go undefeated? My apologize, Daniel. My apologize. I apologize for that. I think they can. I think they will. I think they will. I like Washington. I picked them at the beginning of the year. They got to play better than they did last week. They got to play better than that. But I think that was, hey, we beat Oregon the week before. We're playing Arizona State. We're going to walk all over them. You know how college kids can be. You know how college kids can be. So, Dubs, baby. Yeah. I like Washington. I like Penix. I like Penix Jr. Man, don't hate your life as a Packers fan. You've been spoiled for 30 years. That's right. You've had Hall of Fame quarterbacks at your disposal for the last 30 years. 1 year isn't going to kill you of having a bad quarterback. You'll be all right. You will be all right. Well, I appreciate you guys today, man. We're going to shut this one down today. Thank you guys for taking the time. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Again, remember, the Big B Daily Show, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Tell your buddies about us, man. Tell all your friends about us. Let them know. Invite them to the show, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on YouTube. Invite them to the show. Tell them to come on in. We have a good time. We talk sports. Until tomorrow, people, I will holler at you guys.